Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. Last month, a man was arrested by state police for vehicle thefts and burglaries in the Hazleton area. Jason Joseph Sieniawa was arrested on June 8th for allegedly stealing a motorcycle and an all-terrain vehicle. The vehicles were seen traveling down East Broad Street by a friend of the victim. Miranda Dare, who was seen with Sieniawa, was caught and interviewed. She later confessed to being with him when the crimes were committed. Tonight, all that is left of the Blue Comet Diner is a pile of rubble. The historic Hazleton landmark was demolished by construction crews this morning to make way for the Miracle Family Center, YMCA's expansion. Its doors have been closed since 2011. Generations of Hazleton residents dined at the South Church Street restaurant since the first version opened in 1931. The bright silver building with the famous blue sign was built in 1957. The Greater Wyoming Valley YMCA now owns the property. Hazleton Area Career Center students start restoration work on the Blue Comet sign this spring, and it will be displayed in the Greater Hazleton Historical Society Museum upon completion. An 18-year-old man from Salem Township is facing child pornography charges in Wayne County. Prosecutors say Konstantin Dim Homisak has been arrested and charged with 31 counts of possessing child pornography. The investigation began after the social media app Discord flagged several suspicious images, which led authorities to Homisak. State police executed a search warrant at Homisak's home, seizing electronic devices and questioning him about the images. The charges followed after an investigation by the state police's computer crime unit and the Internet Crimes Against Children task force. Vice President J.D. Vance visited Don's Machine Shop in West Pittston today. Supporters lined up early waiting for his arrival. The line stretched all the way down the block. He praised President Trump's big, beautiful bill and how the administration is focusing on benefits for working families and tax cuts for small businesses, while those who are against the bill criticized the cuts on social services such as SNAP and Medicaid. Hazleton is moving ahead with its next steps in its Alter Street Streetscape project and is now accepting bids for phases 2 and 3. Construction is expected to impact traffic as the project expands. So far, new sidewalks have been added from Diamond Avenue to 2nd Street. Thanks to a $300,000 grant, crews will start repaving Alter Street from 2nd to 6th Street. These upgrades, set to start in August and wrap up by October, installing new sidewalks and creating a more attractive area for businesses. The project also calls for removing old parking meters and clearing out trees and shrubs. Bidding for the work ends July 21st. Coming up on WYLN News, for National Hot Dog Day, your local convenience store offers 2 free hot dogs. Plus, a new change in the Northeast Pennsylvania's energy infrastructure occurs. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network and Jefferson Health, investing in your well-being and building healthier communities because more expertise and convenient care mean better outcomes and a healthier you. Learn more at lvhn.org/Jefferson.
My name is Owen, and tomorrow was raining.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Something is out there, What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Welcome back to WYLN News. Today is National Hot Dog Day, and Sheetz is celebrating by giving away 2 hot dogs per customer with a purchase of minimum 10 gallons of any fuel. The offer does not include any toppings or extra add-ons and can be found under the Offers tab on the Sheetz app. The special will be available from today through Tuesday, July 22nd. A local engineer was declared the Robert E. Pearson Person of the Year by the American Society of Engineers for his contributions over a 35-year career. Dominic Iannuzzi accepted the award on June 7th at the Society's National Conference in Mount Pocono. Iannuzzi has designed major highways, created Route 424, the Hazleton Southwest Beltway, and engineered the reconstruction of Broad Street in Hazleton in 2024. In addition to being the chair of the Luzerne County Flood Protection Authority, he leads 6 scholarship programs for engineering students at colleges across Pennsylvania. A $1,000 prize accompanied the award, and Iannuzzi presented it to the following River Sangha Fund of the Luzerne Foundation. 2 companies have announced a $25 billion joint investment to change Northeast Pennsylvania's energy infrastructure. PPL Corporation and Blackstone Infrastructure plan to use the money to build new natural gas power plants throughout the region. The investment was announced yesterday at the Pennsylvania Energy and Innovation Summit. Construction on the plants is expected to create 6,000 construction jobs over a 10-year period and 3,000 permanent jobs. The energy produced is expected to supply the growing number of power data centers being built around the country. Geisinger is making changes to its health insurance division, the Geisinger Health Plan, as part of a major restructuring effort. Nearly 100 jobs will be affected by this structural transformation, but sources say most of the workers will likely move into other roles within the company. The company says the restructuring comes after years of financial challenges for the health plan, including a $231 million loss last year. Officials say rising prescription drug prices and lower reimbursements from Medicare have made it hard to keep up with costs. Right now, about 1,200 people work in the health plan division. The rest of Geisinger's operations are not impacted by these cuts. Coming up on Wilkes-Barre's News Choice, it's Wellness Wednesday and we dive into general surgery. Plus, WYLN historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history in Part 3 of Northumberland. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business.
Are you sitting at home living in pain? Maybe it's in your hands, maybe your back or your hips. The good news is you don't need to live in pain. Why? Because there is Omega XL, a one-of-a-kind, natural, powerful joint relief supplement created from the green-lip mussels of New Zealand. Drug-free, non-habit forming, it's small, easy to swallow, and it's backed by more than 40 years of clinical research. As I was getting older, my joints started to feel that wear and tear. But then I tried Omega XL and it changed my life. If you're experiencing daily aches and pains due to aging and overuse, try Omega XL and see the difference it can make in your life.
Buy 1, get 2 free. 2 bottles of Omega XL plus Vitamin XL D3. a value of more than $85. Call today and you pay only $39.95. Plus, you have nothing to lose because it's backed by our 60-day money-back guarantee. Call now.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Hi, welcome to Wellness Wednesday. I'm Lisa Marie, and today I'm at Lehigh Valley Hospital Carbon, right here in beautiful Lehighton, and I am with Dr. Ryan Hawley, who is a general surgeon here. Dr. Hawley, welcome.
Thank you for coming.
Absolutely. So you're kind of new in our area, and we want to know a little bit more about you and what you can provide for our patients. So tell us about you.
Sure. So I'm a board-certified general surgeon. I've been practicing since 2013 throughout southern tier New York as well as Pennsylvania. I did my residency in general surgery at Geisinger, Wyoming Valley. And we've been living in the area since 2016.
And when you say we, you have a beautiful wife and 3 lovely children.
That's right, yes.
Awesome. So that's
wonderful.
that's a lot. Great dad, great surgeon.
Yeah, I started off my practice in southern tier New York doing general and trauma surgery.
Okay.
We did that for 4 years, and from there we decided to come back closer to the area where I did my residency, where I met my wife, which was in Geisinger, and to be closer to family.
Wonderful. So, you know, some people may know what a general surgeon does, but some people don't. Can you give us a little overview of the type of care that you provide?
Sure. So general surgery means just what it is, general, meaning that we do a broad array of surgical procedures. We do small things, skin stuff, abscesses. We cover the ER when people come in if they have an acute problem, an infection or an infection in the abdomen or surgical emergency type thing. We generally take care of that. Now, there's a lot more specialties and subspecialties than there used to be 20 or 30 years ago, but for general surgery, and the reason why I chose to be a general surgeon was because I wanted to be able to do a broad array of procedures. And that can be anything from thyroid procedures to surgical oncology, cancer type procedures, as well as small procedures, lumps and bumps, small colon procedures, colonoscopy screening type procedures. Some general surgeons even do breast surgery and smaller procedures like that. But we cover everything from the abdomen, neck, gallbladder, appendix, hernias, of course, both in the abdomen and in the groin. So we really do, you know, an array of different things.
So what made you decide this is where I want to go in my medical career? I want to be a general surgeon.
I wanted to be able to do a lot of different things. I didn't want to be focused just on one type of procedure. And I grew up in a small town, Moravia, New York, probably a couple thousand people. And small towns, general surgery is very important because you don't have large hospitals and we don't have subspecialties. So a skilled general surgeon in a small town is very important. We cover the ER and we really take care of the community.
Absolutely, and Lehighton is, in Carbon County itself, is probably just like Moravian, where it's a small, small, intimate community that can really value a surgeon like yourself.
Sure, people come into the ER, and I cover the ER here. So when they have an infection of the skin or some other abdominal problem, the ER calls me, and I come and see them. I admit patients. And we do a lot of elective stuff. People have things that need to be done.
Awesome. So the best way, of course, for anyone to, if they need something, is to go to their primary care, and then they're usually referred to you as needed, correct?
Correct.
Except, of course, if they come through the emergency room, and we know right away.
So that's my practice. It's emergency room based and elective office based through primary care.
Awesome. So if you want to know a little bit more about Dr. Ryan Hawley, you can go on lvhn.org/findadoc, and so much more about him is right there. We thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching Wellness Wednesday.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
On this week's show, Mary Haldeman's going to tell her story. A lot of painful arthritis, not better from other doctors, but gentle chiropractic care makes her feel much better. So tune in the show and hear Mary's story.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Attention, WYLN viewers! WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
My name is Owen, and tomorrow is raining.
A Path Through History is sponsored by the Old Jail Museum, 128 West Broad Street in Jim Thorpe. Call 570-325-5259 or visit them online at theoldjailmuseum.com.
As the calendar turned to the 20th century, trolleys started clanging down American streets all over the country. Northumberland would be no exception to this when the Sunbury-Northumberland Street Railway was chartered on January 25, 1885. Legal suits would delay construction until 1889. Daft Electric Company of New York City was contracted to build the line and its electrical support system. It would stretch just over 3 miles between Sunbury and Northumberland once completed. One final issue would pop up during final tests of the line in May 1890, as it was found the trolley cars ran out of power on bridges. Daft would rectify this problem by placing insulators on the bridges in question, and the trolley line opened for operation in July 1890. The original fares would be 5 cents for a trip to Sunbury and 6 cents for a trip to Northumberland. Trolley service would be suspended between the communities from 1904 to 1906 after a terrible ice jam flood in the Susquehanna in the former year tore out the route's bridges. Ferries were used to transport passengers across the river during that time. The rise of the automobile, and with it bus service, would ultimately doom the trolleys to the past. The final Sunbury-Northumberland Street Railway trolley would make its run on March 11, 1939. With the rise of the Industrial Revolution, factories had also taken root in Northumberland at the turn of the century. One of these was the Van Allen Puddling Mill, which had opened for business in 1889 along the Pennsylvania Railroad's tracks near its train station. The plant made rough iron that would then be shipped to more established iron plants for finishing. The plant had been idled in November 1907 and had just reopened for business at the beginning of 1908. On the early morning of February 1908, 45 mill workers went to work as usual at 4 a.m. What started out as a normal day was shattered when boiler number 5 exploded with tremendous force at 6:30 a.m. Part of the boiler went clean through the mill's roof and landed in a field 200 yards to the north, while another went through the south side wall and destroyed another boiler at the complex forging works. Horrified townspeople ran to the mill and promptly found the entire south side to be a pile of debris. 7 men had been killed in the explosion: William Browse, Deval Clark, Thomas Jones, Edward Krebs, Grand Reeder, Samuel Sarvis, and John Sahovlin. 7 others would be seriously injured in the blast. The cause of the explosion was never fully determined, particularly since boiler number 5 had been checked the previous October and had been found to be in good condition. It was around this time a Northumberland resident began a strong career in politics and other fields. Charles Steele was born in Port Carbon in 1865. He would eventually move to Northumberland County, where he became a major player in William Whitmer's lumber company. It would be renamed the Whitmer Steel Company once Steele had achieved a partnership in the company. Steele then branched out into the banking industry, which had been very prominent in Northumberland at the time. He would be named president of the Northumberland National Bank in 1903, and then have a 16-year run in charge of the Lewisburg Trust and Safe Deposit Company beginning in 1907. Locally, Steele would be president of the Northumberland County Borough from 1893 to 1895, and then served as Northumberland's mayor from 1909 to 1914. He would move up into state politics in 1923 when he was elected to the state Senate. He served as a senator through 1928, during which time he served in the Senate's Education, Forestry, Game and Fishing, and Public Roads and Highways Committees, among others. Steele had also previously been alternate delegate to the 1920 Republican National Convention, which nominated Warren Harding for the presidency. Steele remained a prominent figure in Northumberland, where an elementary school was eventually named in his honor, until his death in 1951. A mile and a half northeast of Northumberland, in the middle of a dense pine forest near Lithia Springs Creek, numerous mineral springs can be found, bringing iron, sulfur, and magnesium waters to the surface. Beginning in 1909, the Tuckahoe Mineral Water Company began bottling water at the site, which it shipped all over the country. In 1920, Lee Mertz purchased the property and built a swimming pool on it. It was, in fact, one of the first pools in the state when it opened to the public 2 years later. Cabins would soon go up in the site, named Lithia Springs after the nearby creek, as well as a restaurant in which the Mertz family would serve dinners on Wednesdays and Sundays, sometimes for as many as 800 people. A picnic area that became a popular location for family and church picnics also sprang up in the grounds. In 1938, Lee Mertz converted the restaurant into a bottling facility and processed soft drinks based off the mineral water in the area. Lithia Springs closed shortly after Mertz's death in 1965. A major Northumberland business would begin in 1921 when John Wesley and Emma Furman grew a bumper crop of tomatoes. They and their children put together 360 cans of tomatoes and successfully sold them to stores. The Furmans then built a cannery for their tomatoes and would add canned beans, corns, and peas to their repertoire within a decade. They would increase the size of their cans in the 1950s for sale to the restaurant industry. In 1962, upon the advice of a New York City broker who thought adding an O to the end of the family name would make it sound more Italian and thus more easily sellable, the company's name was changed to Furmanos. The company's current state-of-the-art production plant opened in 1984. Today, Furmanos remains a major brand, still run by the fourth generation of the Furman family.
My name is Owen, and tomorrow is raining.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.